Hey guys, Fire here, and thanks for joining me as I review Dash and Roll. This game is currently available in the Xbox Store for a price starting at $10. It's developed and published by EpiXR Games, and it's advertised as a platformer. It's basically a marble puzzle game where you're just going from one end of a level to the other across multiple acts, but it's honestly a game that I think is kind of broken. So let's talk about why I think this is a broken experience. I had a lot of hopes for this game. There's a lot of cool different things you can do, but with the abysmal camera angle that this game has as you play, it becomes almost a nausea-inducing experience, and makes it almost unplayable. You can't really rotate, lock, or control your cameras. It's kind of like functions along the aspects of like old school like wooden marble mazes that are like squares and you tilt it around to move the marble, but because of the reason and ways that they've made some decisions in the design and development of this game, it honestly makes it much more of like a unenjoyable, nauseating experience than one that becomes like you're trying to solve puzzles and have fun. Don't get me wrong, I like the cute art style, but when you start to look at some of the details within the game and kind of see how things are, it's a lot of copy paste, and even textures are kind of off in some areas, and occasionally you get things that don't make sense, like what's with this flickering patches of grass, or things that just don't line up art-wise or aesthetically. You know, for $10 for a game that's themed around this and what you're going for, it's kind of a tough pill to swallow, because there's just not a lot of mobility, and even some things that are designed in the level, like these fences that you don't think you should be able to go through, tend to just not make a lot of sense while you're playing, and it just becomes challenging and cumbersome when you can't even really look around or see anything you're doing, because you're so worried about how the camera angle's kind of functioning and not giving you the ability to kind of control things. Additionally, there's no reminders for what buttons do. You have to ultimately try to remember everything, which granted isn't impossible, but it just becomes an impossible playing experience with how the camera angle works, that it kind of just takes out a lot of the immersion of the game, and I think ruins what some people would have thought would be a nice marble game that hit Xbox. I mean, granted, marble games have been some of the first or originating games that ever came out on Xbox, with Marble Blast Ultra being back on the 360 is one of the touted probably best marble gaming experiences, and I think a lot of ID and arcade gamers have just always wanted filler games every once in a while to kind of help fulfill that void of the missing experience. And I think the Dash and Roll, although looks like it was trying to sell something good, delivers on just quality that's not quite there. Just the controls and handling of the entire game are just beyond playable, and for me, that's why I'm going to have to recommend that you jump in the water on this one and you consider passing and picking up a different game. I think it's not there. What's here control-wise just makes it a very unplayable, unfriendly, and uninviting game across the board. It has potential, but that potential is lost just in poor control and UI. Outside of that, guys, I'd love to know what you guys think of my review down below in the comments. As always, thanks for checking out my channel, and I hope to see you again soon.